So, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, sir. My name is Sanket Sunil Bhosle. I've recently completed my graduation from Deva Patel College, where I gained a strong foundation on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And further, for enhancing my skill, I am currently enrolled in Technosignia for Java full stack development class. And I am fascinated about technologies, and I am eager to apply my knowledge in IT sector.
Okay. So, what are the technologies you have worked on till now, or you have exposure?
I've just worked on basic technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I've made some web pages in my college projects.
Is there any knowledge in backend?
Most.
Okay. Java, advanced Java, nothing. Do you know
And
what is Java?
Java is a high-level object-oriented programming language, which is used to develop some softwares. The program written in Java can run on any platform. The platform which has JVM installed in it.
Okay. So, what is difference between Java programming language and JavaScript?
JavaScript is a scripting language which is used to connect the database with web pages and to perform some operations. And Java is a high-level programming language. It performs the developing of some internal operations of backend.
Okay. So, do you know CSS? Inline CSS. What is inline CSS?
Inline CSS means the styling of the syntax of CSS we can written in a single line.
So just tell me before coming to this mock, on what are the topics you have prepared?
Um, Java topics like JVM, exception handling.
But you haven't mentioned that in your introduction. You just mentioned the front end technologies, right?
Yes, sir. I work on front-end technologies in my college period. So, but
Hmm.
recently, as classes started, so I'm
Hmm.
just
Yes.
go through this topic, sir.
Okay. Let's start with that one. So what is JVM architecture?
Uh,
What are the memory areas? Let's put it in this way. Like, what are the memory areas allocated by the JVMs? Do you know?
Heap area, stack area,
Hmm.
where in stack area the data is stored in first in first out, first in last out manner, and in heap area the threads allocates the single memory
In which area?
heap area.
Hip area. Are you sure about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And there
So,
are
hmm,
different memories allocated for the different process, and
hmm.
in one process there can be multiple threads.
So what is difference between constructor and method?
Constructor is a special type of method which is having same name as the class name,
Hmm.
and it is mainly used for initializing the object. And method we can return multiple methods in class, and
Hmm.
it is used to perform any special operations
Hmm. Very good.
in
Yeah.
class.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. So, does constructor return anything?
No, sir.
No.
No.
Are you sure about it?
It returns object,
Hmm.
uh, but it do not return.
So my question is, does constructor return anything?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It
Answer is
returns.
yes.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So what it returns?
Object.
Object of a
Object of a class.
object of a class. So do we write a return type explicitly to the constructor?
No, sir.
And is it compulsory to write a return type to the method?
It is not compulsory, but we can write for
I'm
method.
asking about the method. Is it mandatory to write a method return type for the methods?
Yes,
Return
sir.
type.
For method, it is mandatory for
Yeah.
writing.
Okay.
Uh, yes.
Okay. Cool. So what is mean by void return type?
Which do
When we
not
should we write a void?
when we have to return any output in main class,
Hmm?
and when we are not writing it in the upper class. Void is basically written for when there is not any special output is given by that particular class. Rather, we can use integer or float.
Okay, fine. So can you please explain me the method signature, complete syntax of the method, the skeleton of the method? What are the things we need to write?
We have to first public, uh,
Hmm?
and then we can write public static
Hmm.
and its data type,
That is called a,
um, like void integer,
that is called return type.
return
Yeah.
type, and
Hmm.
method name.
Yes. What is public?
Public is a access modifier,
What is static?
and
Static is a non-access modifier.
static is a non-access modifier in which
Hmm.
uh,
So whenever someone asks you about the skeleton or the syntaxes of the methods, then you should tell access modifier, non-access modifier,
non-access
method
modifier,
return type, and then method name.
yes,
That is the syntax of the method.
syntax of
So now my question is, do you know public static void main method?
yes sir.
Yeah. Public static
Static
void
void
main.
main.
So I'm not writing in this way. I'm writing static public void main. Can my program will get run or not, or it will give component
Yes
error?
sir, it can
Hmm?
run.
It can run. Why?
There is no any restrictions, or
Hmm?
if we write static further,
Okay. So there is no any mandatory order between access modifier and non-access
non-access
modifier,
modifier.
right?
Yes,
So you can write access modifier first, and then you can write a
non-access.
non-access modifier. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. If I'm not writing any access modifier to the particular method, constructor, or variable, like I'm not writing public, private, and protected, then what is the access modifier for that particular method or any constructor or variable? If we are
Default
not
access modifier. It will be.
default, right? So what is the scope of default?
Uh,
Where it is accessible?
uh, it is accessible in that particular block of class.
Okay, cool. I'm done with the interview. Do you have any question for me?
I want to ask what I am to improve
Yeah,
for more.
yeah. Of course, I'm going to give you improvements points. See, your communication is good, as far as I know. Like, the thing is, like, you don't have much knowledge about the Java or the front end technology. You are not good in front end, as you mentioned in your introduction. That you have completed some web applications in your college days or like after that as well, but you don't know the tags, HTML tags. That's a very simple question. Okay, so work on like focus on the basic things, don't focus on advanced things. Okay, the
Yes,
questions which I asked you, those are very very basics, right?
yes,
So access modifier, non-access modifier, methods, constructor, JVM architecture. I told multiple times that in heap area objects will get allocated. It's a runtime data area where objects will get stored, right? Right, so those things you need to learn more deeply, and don't do study in lightly. Let's say you want to you don't, I ask you about this static, you said you don't know. Like static is a non-access modifier, but still you need to work more deeply, and you need to learn more things in a deeper manner. And once you've done that one, again come for the mock test. We'll
yes.
take definitely take your the second mock as well. And this is your first mock, right?
First mock, yes.
And it's very good. Appreciate your time. Okay. And next time definitely, when we will meet next week, after 2 weeks we'll again come for the mock interviews. That time I want to see some improvement in your
Yes, sir,
like
definitely.
interview. Okay.
Yes.
And after that we can go for the actual interviews.
Okay, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.